Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 23 of overcoming injuries, and today is gonna be a tough one. There is 700 push ups on the menu, 10 sets of 70, which I haven't done before. I've tried this before and failed, so if I can do it today, it will be a lifetime PR, but it will not be easy. And in fact, I've been doing the grease in the groove on the one arm pull up, I've been doing the daily planche push ups, I've been doing the daily squats, and the effort is starting to pile up in the form of fatigue. So I'm not fresh today. I've been feeling tired, but sometimes you just have to push through, right? And it's a good feeling. I can't explain it, but today, if I don't do the 700 push-ups because I'm tired, I feel like I'm just like chickening out, I guess, right? And perhaps it's smarter to rest, but just for me, I leave it up to feel on whether I push through that and or whether I don't. But in any case, right, what I always make sure is that if I do decide to push through and if I do decide to work out hard despite being tired, I make sure to plan in a deload afterwards. So I will be doing the 700 push-ups today, but I will make sure that afterwards, especially next week, I have a bit of a lighter week to recover. And that's kind of to balance things out. But yeah, today's gonna be tough. I'm gonna do this workout trusting that you are doing a tough workout as well. So make sure you do that. And well, let's get started. I'm not gonna do the 700 push-ups immediately. So yeah, first I will actually do some planche work. I've done some push-ups this morning, but now I'm gonna do I think 3 sets of presses, and that's just to get some general planche strength. But these push-ups that I'm about to do, they are mainly focused on the chest, so it will not affect them too much. All right, let's go. All right, okie dokie. First set is gonna be an attempt of 3 presses with 2 kilos on my feet, and that's because lately I've been doing these sets of presses with 2 kilos on my feet, but I've just done 2 reps every time. I haven't even attempted a third one, and you know, don't expect progress when you're just staying in your comfort zone all the time. It's okay to do that all like every once in a while, or perhaps like even most of the time. But sometimes you have to go out of it. You have to challenge yourself to something new, even if you don't know if you're gonna be able to do it. So right now, I'm gonna challenge myself to 3 presses, and I might fail, but at least I'm gonna try. All right. Even attempted the fourth one, even though it may not look like it. Anyway, now I'm gonna remove the weight, remove the P-bars, and do 2 sets of floor presses to the max. All right, press is done. Very happy with 4 reps. Now it's time for some grease in the groove. On the one arm pull-ups, I have 5 reps left today, so 2 more sets. And yeah, after this, I will take a quick 4 to 5 minute break before heading on to the warm-up for push-ups. And that's where the real pain starts. Okie dokie, the time has come. Time for some push-ups, some Japanese push-ups. If you've been watching the channel, you will know what these are, but I'll explain for new people. Basically, I call these Japanese push-ups because I saw a Japanese guy with a huge chest doing these push-ups, and he developed his chest only doing these push-ups. Now, it's not just 3 sets of 12, no. He does 10 sets of 100, and basically he does that like 3 times a week. And he does the push-ups in a decline fashion, so he puts his feet up on a bit of a higher place, and then he grabs these small bars, and he puts them parallel, and basically then he just does the push-ups that way. And he sags his hip as well. He opens up his chest like you would on a bench press, and naturally you will also create a bit of an arch in your back. But that's fine. You're just opening up the chest and exposing it to be just used to the max. So I'm gonna do some warm-up reps. Place my feet here. Retract my shoulders. You can see the arches being made already, and then I do some reps. And you don't really care about the form, you don't really care about the tempo, you just care about doing as many push-ups as possible. And I can tell you it works. My chest has been getting bigger just by doing these bodyweight push-ups, whether it's these ones or just regular push-ups. But yeah, that's the goal for today. 10 sets of 70. When it comes to rest time, I do it a little bit different than the Japanese guy. The Japanese guy does one set and then he rests for like 1 to 2 minutes. I'm just gonna put a timer here. I'm gonna do one set every 3.5 minutes, and with the remainder of the time, I will just rest. So if this set takes 40 seconds or 50 seconds, I have 2 minutes and 40 or 50 seconds left in order to rest, which is way more than the Japanese guy, but I'm also way weaker. So let's see what happens. I am probably just gonna shut up and do these push-ups. I'm not even gonna bother changing the angle. I'll just speed up the reps for you and see you on the other side. I'm nervous as hell. All right, 10, 10 sets of 70. I'll make sure to not speed up the first and the last set, because if you've seen those, you've seen them all. Extremely bad form, but nonetheless, I'm satisfied, because regardless of form, I've never done 10 sets of 70. So this is progress, and of course, this is, I feel like, kind of my limit at the moment, but I was debating on starting the deload today, or just pushing through a little bit more, and I'm glad I pushed through a little bit more, because now, there is no doubt left in my mind. I'm stronger than I was ever before, even before the injury, or not my ankle injury, but the deadlift injury from last year. Stronger now than I was then, and very stoked with that. And now all there's left to do is just some deload trainings, focusing on form, on controlled reps. And don't get me wrong, it might be called a deload, but during those times, working on the form, I'll be getting stronger as well. I'll be getting a chest pump as well, that's for sure. So very happy with how this went, very happy to have pushed through. As long as you train safely and you don't get injured, there will not be a lot of cases where you are not happy that you pushed through, right? If you don't want to train, then you train anyway, you're gonna be glad you did. And if you repeat it enough, right, if you can convince yourself to train when you don't feel like it enough, eventually it becomes part of your knowledge base, it becomes part of you, right? You won't have those moments anymore when you really don't want to train, because you know that afterwards, you're gonna feel better. And as soon as you can engrave that in your mind, you're set for eternal consistency, right? Working hard, studying well, eating and sleeping plenty. Anyway, I have one more set of grazing the grove of 100 pull-ups to do. I'll do that off camera. I hope I can do them, because you need some chest as well, but my chest is just destroyed at the moment. Holy hell. Can I do? Yeah, I guess the lighting is bad, but I'm pumped as hell. Just flexing the chest is making it like cramp already. So very happy with today's workout. The effort was definitely there, and I'll see you tomorrow for a pull day.